So we start off with Tony getting escorted away from a weapons deal.
A few moments later.
So fast forward a little bit and we figure out that Tony is not just rich. Bro is smart as hell. He's smarter than 90% of the population. It's like God, it wasn't enough for God to make him smart, rich, and all of that. He's famous as hell too. It's like, bro, he's smarter than 90% of the population. What else can you give him that he doesn't already have? We get told that when Tony's dad died, his dad's best friend, Obadiah, took over the company for him. And of course, Tony became of age pretty fast. I'm pretty sure right after graduating college. So he took over the company pretty early. So they throw an awards ceremony for Tony, and he just doesn't care. He's invited. He knows about it, but he just doesn't give a shit. Tony only gives a shit about getting his dick wet. I'm not gonna lie. He only cares about the hoes. This is one selfish for self-ass nigga. So fast forward a little bit until right after the awards ceremony, this blonde, legally blonde chick comes up to Tony and is basically trying to like report on him or get it. Like she's a reporter, so she's trying to get the scoop or some shit. And Tony doesn't give a shit. He just wants to get in her pants. He wants the next generation Ash Cash or the first generation Ash Cash on his meat. He wants a Tiana Trump, a Harmony Reigns. He wants that type of shit. He trying to get in her pants. And of course, he's Tony Stark, so it works. So basically right after, the morning after walk of shame shit. So basically Tony's talking to Pepper right after she kicked out the blonde Ash Cash. And she's telling him that he needs to go because he has to go to the weapons deal that got him into the predicament that he's in right now. And, he's, what I'm saying? He's trying to flirt with her and shit. And of course, she's still his assistant, which is amazing because, what I'm saying? I'm surprised he has an assistant or somebody that he hasn't hit yet, which is probably why he likes her so damn much. Because she's the type that you can't hit and just dip on. She will come to your house on some shit and key your car. He has like 1,000 of them bitches, but he doesn't care. So anyways, he goes to the airport with Rhodey. Rhodey's pissed as shit because his job sucks. He's not getting paid. Tony gets all the huzz. And you know what I'm saying? Tony gets this nice looking ass flight attendant. He gets drinks on the plane. And Rhodey couldn't stay mad for too long because this man, Tony, got these hoes dancing around a damn pole, drunk as shit. You know what I'm saying? And of course he got the glurps on the plane because he just liked that. So we fast forward to the weapons deal that put Tony into the predicament that he's in right now. And right after the weapons deal, of course, guess who calls him the snake, the Kevin Durant? Obadiah calls this man. Of course, Obadiah is, asking him where he's at so that he can relay it to the enemy and the people that have kidnapped Tony already. And as soon as he figures out where he is or where Tony tells him where he is or what he's doing, he relays it to the bad guys, and not even 10, maybe an hour later, Tony is in custody. So Tony wakes up and he meets the GOAT Yinsen, the man that's basically responsible for the entirety of the Avengers. Basically, he meets his Erskine, his Dr. Erskine, but obviously 4 years early. So basically, the bad guys tell him that he has to make the missile or some shit for them, or else they're gonna kill his ass, which they're probably gonna do that anyway, which Tony knows. So basically he gets a pep talk from Yinsen that basically motivates him enough so that he will go and do what needs to be done. So the people that have Tony, the bad guys, they basically show Tony that they have the weapons that he created before, and which is the reason that they want him to make the new ones. And right then and there he should have realized, like, what the hell, I'm the CEO, I'm the one that does the business deals. How and why do they have these weapons? I haven't sold to them. Who's selling to them? That's one reason of the multiple reasons I've listed already that he should have known what the hell was happening. But of course he doesn't, because his brain is only used to get bitches. So this bald-headed he-demon, shout out to M'Baku, comes in the room and he basically starts pressing Tony to get what he needs done faster. And you know what I'm saying? He knows that he can't really threaten Tony or do anything to him. So he sees Yinsen and he starts threatening Tony through Yinsen because he realizes, like, okay, shit, Yinsen is kind of Tony's rock at this point in time, and he's the person that helped him get through all of what he's been through so far. So if something happens to Yinsen, he can't complete his work, but then, Tony just makes it known that if you do something to him, I can't really complete my work. You know what I'm saying? I'm still, like, injured. I need help. So Tony starts breaking out of prison, okay? And you know what I'm saying? He's looking like prime LeBron out there against these scrubs. He's looking like Zach LaVine, like he's dunking nuts in face of all these men. I'm not gonna lie. He's taking these niggas out one by one. So he pulls up on the boss, the bald-headed guy, and you know what I'm saying? The bald-headed guy has a grenade launcher pointed at him, and he
Ugh.
somehow misses, even though he's like 10 feet away from him. I don't know how you did that when you're the leader of all these people that have stormtrooper aim. But, so he does that, he takes the bald-headed guy out. He goes to Yinsen, he tells Yinsen we gotta go. But Yinsen is, dying. So Tony makes it back to the United States, and this should have been another sign of what Obadiah was doing. Tony's main people meet him at the airport or wherever the hell he was at when he got back to the United States. And basically, his most important people are there. You would think that Obadiah would want to be there. But no, Obadiah meets him in public where everyone else is so that it could seem like he cares. And, Tony calls a press conference because he's trying to change Stark Industries for the better, even though we all know that that really doesn't happen as much or as fast as he thinks that it's going to happen. So bald-headed fuck comes to basically bust Tony's balls about the injunction that the executive supposedly filed against Tony. And, Tony's not having none of that. He pissed. He on his YN shit, hard-headed shit, even though he's over 30 years old at this point. And, he only cares about two things. Tony has only ever cared about two things. He's selfish as shit. He only cares about pussy and his inventions or his projects or whatever, which right now is Iron Man or Mark II, the suit. So while Tony's suit is getting finished, he pulls up to this party that was supposedly for him. As soon as he pulls up, all eyes are on him because this is the first time that he's been seen in public since he made the press conference and basically freaked everybody out. And, Obadiah was pissed as shit, which I'd be pissed too because it's like, damn, I put in all this work and bro still gets all the credit and he has all the eyes on him, even though I'm the one doing majority of the work. Or so it seems anyway. And it's like I would have did the exact same shit because I'm old as shit. Me and Tony used to go on 2-mans and shit. What the what's going on, bro? They was on that Diddy shit. You know what they was on. So the throat goat Ashcast pulls back up on Tony and basically tells him that the weapons that he's been making have been getting sold to the same people who kidnapped him and tortured him. Of course, she doesn't know that, but Tony does, just based on the place that she mentioned. So Tony pulls up on Obadiah and is like, damn, you're the only person that could be selling these weapons to these people. So what's going on? And basically, this is where Tony realized that Obadiah was a snake because Obadiah says, yeah, I filed that injunction against you, bitch ass nigga. What you finna do about it? You a naive little nigga. And Tony's just sitting there like stuck. He can't even imagine that this shit could have happened to him. He's like, damn, why me? So this is when the shit that I've been talking about gets exposed. So Snake Adiah, bald-headed fuck number 1, pulls on bald-headed fuck number 2 and basically says, yo, I hired you ugly ass niggas to do one job and you couldn't even do that. What's wrong with y'all niggas? And then the other one is like, damn, well, if you would have gave us the right information, we could have did this and we could have did that. And he's like, nah, fuck that. Y'all niggas need to die. So he disposes of the evidence, of course, because he's trying to take over the Stark Industries. And he's trying to take this man Tony out. So basically he realizes like, okay, shit, Tony got one last invention. I need to take that. I need that right now. So Tony gets Pepper to go into Stark Industries, and basically risk her entire future, job, past, whatever. And, of course she does it because she's in love with this nigga, hence Morgan. And she pulls up there, and this man Obadiah is like, he pulls up on her out of nowhere on some whole, like, how did you even get there type shit. And it's not just him that's on this type of timing, I'm not gonna lie, because Coulson also pulls up. And it's like these mans be in different places at once. Like, how is this even possible? You're not the Flash. This is not the DC universe. You're not like that. So, as soon as Pepper is about to basically relay the info upon Tony, this man, Obadiah, just comes out of nowhere, bro. He's flash-stepping between realms. This shit has never been seen before. It is unheard of. He is on his Sung Jin-woo, Kakashi, the copy ninja. He is on his low-key shit. Bro is 4 years early, I'm not gonna lie. You would have thought he was Asgardian the way he's been pulling these moves off. Like, what is going on? So basically, while he's doing that, while he's on his ninja shit, he takes Tony's heart out of his chest on some freaky Diddy shit. He's on some, yeah, you can't fuck my bitches no more, basically. So Obadiah pulls up on Tony in his Hulkbuster Zero armor, like 7 years early and shit. And he's giving this man the work, I'm not gonna lie. Even though Tony's suit was like 30%, charge. This man needs a damn med kit. He's still giving him the work, and it's his first time in the suit. Bro would have been an insane war machine, I'm not gonna lie, if he lived past the first movie. But, of course, he didn't. So, basically, Tony knows, like, shit, I'm not gonna beat him this way, so I gotta take him up top. I gotta go to where I can win, which is in the air. So he does that, and he knows that this is Obadiah's first time in the suit, or else he would have been alerted otherwise, or he would have known otherwise. So he basically drops this nigga down to the ground or whatever, which that should have been the end of bro, I'm not gonna lie. But it wasn't, of course. So Obadiah is basically giving his evil speech. He's looking like a shittier version of Master Oogway from Kung Fu Panda. And basically, Tony's getting him to talk and, outsmarting him. So Tony, or rather, should I say Pepper, uses the arc reactor to take this man Obadiah out because he's trying to get her cheeks and shit. And he's finally gone, you know what I'm saying? He falls to his doom or his death. And, Tony wins the day, saves Pepper's cheeks for himself in the future. I hope y'all enjoyed the video, man. I worked mad hard on this, I'm not gonna lie. And this is dead ass one of the best superhero movies you can ever watch. I definitely recommend, if you haven't seen Iron Man, to definitely go watch Iron Man. This shit is fire as hell. And if you're ever gonna watch any of the Marvel movies, you kind of have to watch this movie.